Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of AOE League Season 14 Division N, casted by yours truly, Painter. Today we have Griff3n versus InkMeBaby69. This is going to be a nice matchup. For the player introductions that I like to do, I ask the players some questions, and here are the little cards I've created for each of the players. For InkMeBaby69, they are a relatively new player who likes the Digimon Bibimon. I remember playing this GameCube game with Digimon, but I don't know anything else about them. When I was younger, I played that on the GameCube. But there's also this confused camel, or surprise camel is the answer they gave me. So they like surprise camels. I don't know what that would look like or what that would entail. For the animal, they chose a wobbly cat, which, as far as I can tell, are cats with some sort of like neurological condition that causes them to wobble as they walk. They're kind of cute, but they're also kind of wobbly, as you could probably guess. So go ahead and search that up if you're interested in something like that. The most played civs from InkMeBaby69 is Ethiopians, Vietnamese, and Britons. A lot of archer civs. And then they picked Arabia, so a pretty standard map. Now moving on to Griff3n. This is our a newish player, I would say. Started a few months ago, I think. I think they are also the lowest rated player within this bracket, so seeing if they can get some wins would be really interesting for their development as a player and a competitor. They are from Germany. I forgot to mention InkMeBaby69 is from the UK, so it's going to be UK versus Germany in this matchup. And for Griff3n, their favorite units were Cataphract and the Conquistador, so really strong, unique units. And as you can see, they play Spanish, Mongols, and Byzantines the most, so we might see that. They picked Michi, which is a very late game map as well. So those type of civs can definitely work on it. Dragoneer as their favorite Pokemon, the owl, a symbol of wisdom, so and strategy generally. So I think that will be interesting. And don't like elephant civs and don't like the Sicilians. So we'll see how that plays out. For the bands, InkMeBaby69 bans Spanish, Bohemians, and Khmer or Khmer. And Griff3n bans the Ethiopians, the Shu, and the Italians. So both of them banning each other's first picks or most played civilizations. The Bohemians and the Khmer are a good civ ban for both the maps, but especially the Bohemians on Michi, a closed map. And Shu and Italians are very good bans as well, I think, for those type of maps. So moving on to the map cards, Arabia. Feel free to pause and read some of my notes on these maps. I've got a lot of ideas about them, but generally most people know what Arabia is about. And for Michi, it's a little bit different. You can maybe see the little markets in the corners, so trading's possible. So theoretically, you could have a very long or infinite amount of gold, which would result in some late game compositions that are a little bit more powerful. And then obviously that giant wood line, which makes the games a little bit slower. That means that booming is very possible and easy. Anyways, moving on to the games themselves, let's jump into it. So we've got InkMeBaby69 playing as the Vietnamese and Griff3n playing as the Franks. So Germany versus the UK. For the matchup, pretty classic matchup, right? A lot of these civilizations have been around for a while, or these two specific civilizations rather have been around for a while. Vietnamese see their opponent's town center at the start of the game. They also have a really strong economy with their upgrades costing no wood. And they research faster, so things like wheelbarrow come in quicker. Archer range units are tankier or have more HP. Conscription is free as well, so just solid. Have really good the paper money is a very solid late game technology as well to make the game last longer for wood and gold rather. For the Franks, another classic civ. They've got really good stable units. That's kind of their identity, with the Nightline being strong. They've got this Bearded Axe unit as their unique unit. I forgot to mention the Vietnamese has the Griff3n archer, which is a strong archer against other archers, like the better archer, counter archer. And then they also have Imperial Skirmisher. So, but the Franks are all about their cavalry line. You can see they've got pretty much a fully upgradable cavalry line. They're missing Hussar, but they've got Paladin, they've got the last armor, the last attack upgrade, and they've got the husbandry. And they don't have bloodlines, but as you can see over here, they've got plus 20 HP, which is actually a little bit more than bloodlines eventually, if the unit has more than 100 HP. That's their base HP, that is. So anyways, in terms of the start though, Looks like solid starts from both of them. Seems like Griff3n did idle a bit, but that's okay. Whereas InkMeBaby has a nice start. So we'll see if they keep the TC time down and what they play into. I guess I'm expecting like a scouts, archers, and maybe just scouts on this side, scouts skirms on the Frank side, and maybe just scouts, archers on the Vietnamese side. You can also open just range with Vietnamese, which is pretty decent. Boring. So we'll see how that plays out. Griff3n's going forward with some scouting, trying to get some information here. It is technically a chicken or a hare map. I kind of love the hares, honestly. But the deer as well. I know people have been complaining about this. You can always find deer nearby and push them in relatively easily. Like here, these deer are like a normal Arabia spawn almost, as if it was a past Arabia version. So like pushing this deer in would just get you more food for free. But going for the mill. Harvest some hair. Let's see. House wall. Decent. Maybe a little bit farther out to get the stone in the base. To take advantage of that Frank bonus where their castles are cheaper. See? Not a ton happening in the early game, but we'll see how their builds play out for their decision making. In terms of their strategy selection and everything else. Board's coming in here. See if this board is taken eventually. Did scout it. Did miss the sheep though, so. It's always important probably to count some of your sheep. Maybe the TC. So you don't snooze and lose out on some extra food. Two lumber camps. I like this. This is a great idea for Vietnamese because they want the more efficient wood income because they're likely to play range units, which cost more wood, but also they can kind of afford to play more economically. So more wood equals more farms, and then you can get like wheelbarrow and whatnot, but also the costing no wood means that you can also do the opposite and use that advantage to play only one lumber camp. Both options are entirely valid. Playing like really efficient with your wood economy and using all the extra wood that you gain from the eco bonus to make farms and to boom better and have a better eco approach is definitely a solid play. Barracks time is really good on the feudal. Click up. Scouting information for blue. Red's seeing though this barrack, so and it looks like it could be a men-at-arms play. I don't hate men-at-arms and archers is also pretty good. Let's see if a militia is queued up or not. The timing tells me it probably is men-at-arms and also this many on gold this early. But we'll see. Barracks for Griff3n. Griff3n's having a hard time getting up to the feudal age. He missed the boar and he missed the sheep. This is going to be really dangerous really fast. He stacked a lot on this lumber camp. So maybe could use some on this side instead of all over here. That's okay too. Mining camp's kissing the gold. That's going to be a little inefficient too, but that's also fine. Is stacking the berries though, taking advantage of the Frank's bonus. So double bits coming in immediately. think this might not be enough income to keep the making spearmen. Enough income to make the TC keep running, but going for archers makes it easier to have a good economy here. But a lot of wood floating. Make a bunch of farms. Oh, whoa. Griff3n jumps on InkMeBaby Scout. Quick pick. Okay. Looks like it's going to be Archer, Spear. Not a bad option either, especially against Franks who are probably going to play Scouts. Feudal Age on the way for Griff3n. Has a bunch of wood. Blacksmith for the fletching kind of market. I might try to go for a faster castle timing. Probably wants to add a farm eventually. Wheelbarrow is very good. This is one thing you can do on Vietnamese specifically. And not only because he was pop capped that it was a good thing to do, but also because it comes in way faster than it normally would. So the research time is twice as fast. So normally wheelbarrow costs you about 3 villagers in terms of the time it would take to make. So it has to outweigh the price of having just 3 villagers. And with Vietnamese, it actually only has to outweigh about 1.5, or maybe even just 1 villager. So it's always worth it pretty much. As long as you have farms, it's less worth it without farms since these are way more efficient still. It's still good, you know, it's not bad to have, but it's better when it affects more farmers. But it's so low. The cost trade-off is so low with Vietnamese. With the upgrade. Bringing the boar in. It's a feudal boar timing, or feudal elephant timing, I guess. So we'll see. Griff3n really living up to his least favorite civilization on his player card. Killing the elephants. 5 farms. That's a decent amount. I think Griff3n's going to need to add them eventually. Getting wheelbarrow, which isn't awful to do this early, but it definitely is less efficient than Vietnamese wheelbarrow timing. Double range composition with a group of archers coming forward with some spears. Now this is going to be very deadly. I mean, the only thing that's missing is fletching, and just as I say that, fletching is clicked. So this should be enough to really disrupt this wood. And that pushes all of these villagers under the TC, and there's no food for them to get. They have 1,500 wood though, so they can make a tremendous amount of farms. See if they do that. Oh, wall's coming up. More archers being produced. These woodlines are still pretty efficient. Oh, finding some damage here. Spears attacking the villagers. If they go this way, it's going to be really dangerous. Oh, they're going this way. Oh, no, they're going back. See what they can see. Yeah, they can definitely see this. They've scouted this previously. So they know there's some stuff over here. Spears out here. This is the type of attack that will just end the game for the most part. Oh, these never got on garrison, so no food income coming in. Spears are gonna die. Villagers are gonna be chased off the wood line. Dead spear. Let's see, more archers on reinforcing army. But yeah, this is gonna be a bunch of dead villagers. Good villager here. Oh. He's a bit thorny. I think men-at-arms was just research, so we might see some men-at-arms try to fight this off. Villagers fighting, doing their dearest to try to stop the damage. But the second army will definitely put the nail in the coffin. Making a little archery range back here. There's some skirms on the way. Villagers making their escape. Well, let's see. You still gotta end the game somehow. So InkMeBaby needs to figure out how to deal the final lasting damage. Like utilizing this group, going for castle quickly. Do the play. Still finding picks on villagers. You can also place your archers, like one right here, idle this farm. They can't work at it when they're getting shot at. So like one here, one here, one here, one here. You know, just around in a circle. Just put them on stand ground. Even though sometimes they actually disobey the stand ground stance and then run into the TC, but small price to pay to constantly idle the farm. See if Adam and Eve rebuild over here somehow. Archer armor coming in. Skirmishers though could try to defend here. This is decent. If this archer mass met up though, I don't think these skirms would do anything. And at a certain point, Griff3n is not going to have enough farms to keep the skirms and the villagers running, which should eventually lead to a castle age timing for InkMeBaby. Not quite fully walled either, so could get punished. I mean, possible. There's no stable yet though for Griff3n. Oh, here it comes. Stable's on the way. Got his collection here. I love this. He's got all military buildings here, ready to fight. And he's got his barracks here too, but Skirts will do a good job here. Castle though on the way. A crossbow timing would be deadly at this point. Ooh. Or as hell. Look at this mass here. That's 14 and 8 spears. Oh, wow. Some skirmishers. I mean, honestly, going expo with skirms, elite skirm, and crossbow would be very strong. These two getting some stone. Maybe we see a castle drop. That'd be the way to go. Bearded axes on the field would be sick. Economy's looking better now. Bunch of houses to avoid getting housed. Bunch of gold. Back to the market. Try to go up. That's possible, actually. So we could see a good castle timing. Maybe a castle with forward aggression, which just make this game really chaotic. Can you imagine a castle right here? Just kills all these vills, kills this farm here. Somebody's being attacked. Oh, the lion. Rip. Okay, well, castle age reached. Bodkin will do well to outrange and kill these skirms. Crossbow on the way. Might lose some archers before then. Probably will beat this. 10 archers and some skirms in there. And then the crossbow timing. Going forward now. Should be able to overwhelm, I think, with this group of army. Secondary group here to defend. In case there is, I guess, a castle drop or something similar. What house it is? Oh, a house wall on the way. I'm trying to select the bird, I can't. Oh, I can. It's a vulture. So I don't know from this position. I guess Griff3n could reach Castle Age with some market shenanigans. Go for the castle drop I was talking about. Make it really messy. I think that'd be the best way going forward. It should get you to near enough a castle. And it's cheaper with ranks, so it's definitely possible to sneak a castle in somewhere over here. Just make it really, really messy. Love to see these crossbow run around a little bit more, get a little bit more crazy. There they go. Split them up a little bit. Uh oh. Think she's gonna have a hard time? I'm just running by. We're just walking. Checking out the place. This army's here. This army's just looking around. This army's just controlling the hill. Now the goal is on the attack. It's gonna be difficult to stop this. Ballistics, thumb ring, iron casting, pikeman. All the upgrades flying in. Not a second TC yet, but economy's expanded really nicely too. 20 farmers is really solid. Tower force, not bad to defend this wood line here. Actually pretty necessary. That's some proactive play by Griff3n. But the whole gold line just got massacred. 7 kills on villagers, 9 kills total for that group. Bunch of houses in the back though. I'm gonna take down the barracks. Oh, I wonder where these guys are going. This is where adding a forward siege I think should be pretty natural, right? So just, oh, well I guess these can work. Bunch of battering rams, load up the pikemen, get a big push going. Be one way to end it for sure. More skirms on the way. Without the armor, they actually get eaten up pretty hard. They don't have the fletching either for the range. The armor is pretty important. With the 7, and then if they have 4. Or even 5 armor. I guess the castle is shiny as it can move, but 5 armor versus 7. Attack could be really strong. Because they deal a good deal of bonus damage per hit. Vultures circling around the battlefield waiting to feast. Here come the pikemen. And the spears. And the rams are ready to choo-choo it all down. I think in these type of games it's important. I guess the Imperial time is on its way. Castle forward or a ram push now. I think we'll just end it. Stonewall's on the way though. They get in time to stop the ram push, but here comes the ram push. I think it's gonna stop these walls from going up. It needs the army to follow up, otherwise it might be in trouble. These skirmishers, okay, so this is something. Might be able to push back. Still missing some of the most important upgrades though. Fletching's really important so you have the range. Less about the attack, because the bonus attack damage from the skirms is already pretty solid. Armor is just good at reducing the trade-off for the damage the crossbow can do in groups. Looks like they made it through. Villager is walling up behind them though, so I don't think they'll see any support. And he might finish the walls and wall on the Rams. That would stop the game from ending. It's gonna be close. They might make it through. Oh no, they're gonna make it through. Oh, they stopped. They stopped. And he can actually kill all of the Rams with the scout. Unless they fight each other. I mean, the scout's actually good at tanking the Rams. There's no backup available, right? All the backups here. Oh, here comes the MI. I forgot about these guys. That was close, though. Could have walled them all in and kept them all in there. Just killed them with the scout. That'd be crazy. And the Rams to kill the market. What a beautiful language. Okay. Pushing down the towers. I say that, but English is already a mess too, so. From the Rams pushing down the TC. I think this is going to be the death blow. Imperial timing. Maybe a castle will come forward. Oh, look at this. A little survival TC in the corner. Well, normally we don't do this, but this game is very, very over, I think, from a competition standpoint. So we'll speed up and watch as the Rams do their job. We'll see how long it takes for this TC to be discovered. Maybe trapping all of the units in there and go, oh, there's a hole right here. So it's all about discovering this TC. Castle and spies, maybe, I guess, yeah. Be the way to go. Rams are ramming around. Caprium upgrade came in. These guys chilling. He's starting to explore all the corners and crevices of the map. Running around. See when he sees it. On the scout. Finds the base, and that is gonna be all she wrote, right? The monastery goes down. TC goes down. Mining camp is under attack. And that's that. So, solid game one. I think the timings on the feudal for InkMeBaby were really good. It just led to a lot of pressure, but I think sending the armies forward when you have them, keep kind of sending them in waves, can leave your opponent really disjointed. But yeah, we'll watch game number 2 now. Where we got here on Michi.